What's going on, YouTube? JT Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about The Flash, issue number 30. This is a DC KO tie-in, and it's written by Mark Waid and I think Christopher Cantwell, and then art by, we'll have to look at the last page for that. But this is the last of the Flash tie-ins for this thing. I got basically 2 more issues I'm going to cover after this, and then I should be all caught up with all the DC KO tie-ins. I'm pretty sure that'll be that. And then DC KO number 5 comes out this week. We'll get the conclusion to that storyline, and we'll be ready to go from there. So I'm looking forward to finally being free of this event. Not to say it wasn't a bad event. There's definitely some good stuff in there, but when it takes over every book for December or something it's been going on? November? Yeah, DC KO has been going on for a long time, and I'm feeling fatigued from it already, and I'm ready to kind of get to the conclusion at this point. But we have the conclusion, this little tie-in with the Flash thing, where in this issue, Bart Allen tries to stop Barry from his sacrifice and crisis, but I don't know why he's wasting his time with that, because we know Barry's fine in whatever his present state is. There's whatever reasons, just kind of a dumb reason for it to go, and Darkseid just kind of yeah, go ahead, dude, do that, and then when Barry's stopped or whatever, I'll replace the Speed Force with the Omega Force, and Wally's got to try to stop them. They have their emotional reunions and tie-ins to Challengers of the Unknown, a book I never really read, that was kind of recent or whatever. It's all just kind of wishy-washy stuff. When you get to the Speed Force, time, like the Omega Force and time travel and all this other stuff, I feel like I've kind of lost the plot at this point. Basically, like I said, they had their kind of hug at the end, and then it ends with, was it Wally and Bart heading back to get ready for the DC KO finale or whatnot. So I'm paraphrasing a lot of this stuff too. I think it was Wally, right? Yeah, there's Bart. I don't know. It's a little all over the place in terms of the plot for this thing. I mean, it was kind of interesting at first when Bart had to go back in the past thinking, okay, maybe I'll stop Darkseid here and that'll put an end to this, but it really didn't. And then Darkseid was trying to take over all the different aspects of time, but we also had him trying to replace the Speed Force with the Omega Force or whatever it is. Omega Force, Mega Force, Power Rangers. I don't know, I just thought about that as I was reading this. But yeah, also the artwork in this issue was done by Mark Waid and Christopher Cantwell, and art by Vasco Georgiev was the artist. But it basically ends with them saying, okay, we get ready for this thing. We kind of wrapped up this thing. Darkseid and that is kind of sort of defeated in this capacity right there. He doesn't get his way, but we know Darkseid's going to get ready for the finale of DC KO, which is going to be Lex Luthor and Darkseid kind of battling it all out. So I think it was interesting to have Lex kind of be the ultimate winner of the KO tournament and seeing what will change after he's kind of the winner of it all. So that'll be something. I'm excited for DC KO number 5, though. I think it should hopefully deliver a pretty satisfying and epic conclusion to this whole event, and we get ready for DC Next Level afterwards. So yeah, but in terms of tie-ins, this one was just kind of all right. Just kind of like I said, when there's so much time travel, Speed Force, Omega Force, all that stuff, and you're tying into books that I haven't really read with Challengers of the Unknown and all that too, it gets a little confusing. You kind of feel like you're lost a little bit in the plot and all that stuff. I don't know. Time travel always kind of makes my brain kind of hurt a little bit when there's a bit too much of it. If it's not as straightforward, but wow, I'm sometimes even forgetting, why did he need to go here again when Barry's fine and the current state or whatever? Is that kind of really wipe him out of existence? No, because he's already gone through this. It's just sort of whatever at that point. But yeah, like I said, this is just kind of an all right tie-in. Artwork's pretty good at least, and at least it's kind of done now, so that way we can move into a new era of the Flash book. I don't know if anybody's been reading the current Flash run, because I really liked when Jeremy Adams was writing it, and then we had the Simon Spurrier stuff, and I wasn't really too into that stuff. I kind of fell off from reading the book. I did manage to catch up before the DC KO event took over, but I still, it just wasn't really working for me in the way I was kind of hoping for. So, I mean, like I said, I read it. There was a few good moments, but it just didn't ultimately win me over. Hopefully the new creative team does a good job. I'll probably give it a chance, a couple issues, or maybe I'll just wait a little bit for it to drop on the DC Infinite app and then just kind of read it from there. But there's a lot of DC books out there. It's kind of hard to keep up with all this stuff at once, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so that's that. All right issue overall. Could have been better, could have been worse, but it's just sort of one of those things. But what did you think of it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, all that fun stuff. I got 2 more comic book videos I'm going to be posting right after this. Then I'll be all caught up from last week, and then tomorrow you'll see some other stuff, I'm sure, before the new comic books drop. So, because we got DCKO coming up, and it's a big one in terms of my comic book coverage here on the channel. So we'll get to that once we get to that. But anyways, that's all I have to say. Let me know your thoughts on the issue, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.